Yo, what is up guys? It's Pedro here, and in today's video, I'll be talking about some possible trades the Washington Commanders could make for big-time receivers like T. Higgins and Brandon Aiyuk that have been rumored to want out of their situations. And I'll talk about if I think the Commanders should do it, how much it would take, and more. If you guys are new, make sure to subscribe, hit that like button, and that notification bell as well. All those things help out a ton, and it's free. So just go ahead and do it. Also, comment down below who you would rather have, Aiyuk or T. Higgins, and if you would even want them to begin with. So let's get right into it. So both these guys are in similar situations. I believe T. Higgins officially requested a trade, and Aiyuk is in a contract dispute, wants to get extended. I believe he's a free agent and isn't getting extended, maybe secretly request. There was some rumors of him requesting a trade. I don't know if it was official or not when around draft time, but 49ers don't want to trade him. The Bengals don't seem like they want to trade Higgins. And I don't know if these guys are going to get traded this offseason. I could see it happening by midway through the season. If they really think Higgins is going to be gone or something, maybe they can trade him. Same thing with the 49ers, but if they also think they're going to contend, you might as well keep them and see if you can get a ring with them. And if not, you can still try to extend them. And both of these guys, Aiyuk and T. Higgins, are going to cost a lot of money, and you're going to have to give up draft capital. So that's something you have to consider. And, you do have to consider the Commanders' receiver room right now, too. Like, how do you feel about it? You have Terry, who's a number one. Maybe he's not a high-tier number one, but I think he's a very good receiver in this league, and just needs the right quarterback to help him out. You got Jahan Dotson. You used a first-round pick on him. He's talented. Maybe could be a number 2 receiver in this league. Maybe a low tier 1, but let's be realistic. Probably a 2 or 3, but he's got that talent. Let's see what he can do this year. This year's the year to show it. Made a video yesterday. Not a lot of people saw it, so go after this video. Go ahead and watch it. I talk about Jahan and his expectations this year, but I think he's talented, and I'm fine with him being the number 2 receiver on this team. And then you got Luke, I was about to say Ed McCaffrey. You got Luke McCaffrey, who the Commanders drafted in the 3rd round this year, who's a little bit raw, but he's talented, and you got to see what he does as well. I think personally, I wouldn't trade for these guys right now. I'll give this receiver room a trial run. Let's see how. We know Terry's going to at least be an 1,000-yard guy, but let's see how Jahan does. If Jahan looks like a stud, 900, 1,000 yards. You don't need to go after T. Higgins. You don't need to go after Aiyuk. Use that money and those assets to build up the offensive line, or maybe, get some cornerbacks or whatever. Let's say Jahan isn't great. Then maybe in that case, you go after Brandon Aiyuk or T. Higgins, but you can do that in the offseason. There was a little trade here by Bleacher Report, I believe, that they had. that they mocked with the Commanders. The Commanders get T. Higgins, and the Bengals get a 2nd and 4th round pick. You would also have to pay a lot of money. These guys are both going to be free agents. I think at least one of them is going to hit the market. And with a guy like Aiyuk, if he hits the market, you have an edge over these other teams because him and Jaden Daniels are really good friends. I think they're close. I don't know if they're best friends, but they're very close. And Aiyuk's going to want to play with his former college quarterback. So we have an advantage. So maybe you don't need a trade for Brandon Aiyuk. You can just sign him in free agency if you need to. When asked which player Commanders quarterback Jaden Daniels would love to have as a dream teammate, he said Brandon Aiyuk. Sorry about that. Had a stroke there. But Brandon Aiyuk is the guy I would prefer out of the two. Not only is he the better player in my opinion, but again, you have that connection with Jaden Daniels. You look at him, last couple years, over 1,000 yards. This past year, 1,340 yards, 7 touchdowns, averaged 18 yards a catch. Very good route runner, solid contested catch guy. And again, played at Arizona State and has that connection with Jaden Daniels. And you look at T. Higgins, I think he's solid, but He's very talented, but I don't think he's never really completely put it together. 900 yards in his rookie year, very good. Then had almost 1,100 yards in the second year. Then 1,000 yards. Then 656 this year, but also missed some games. Missed 5 games. Was also playing hurt some of the games. So just he's never been truly special, but he's probably honestly gonna get. I don't know what I'm saying, but he's gonna get very similar money to what Aiyuk's getting, and I think Aiyuk's a better player. Plus, he's got that connection with Jaden Daniels, so I would much prefer Brandon Aiyuk. And I don't know, Aiyuk's probably gonna get 27, 26 million, and Higgins might get $2 or $3 million less. When I think there's a solid difference between the two, and I would much rather have Brandon Aiyuk than T. Higgins. And I think both of them are going to hit free agency this offseason, and you can, make a deal with them. And not only do we have the Jaden Daniels and Brandon Aiyuk connection, we have the Adam Peters and the Brandon Aiyuk connection, and some of the other scouts that maybe the Commanders are going to bring in from the 49ers. I guess those scouts don't really matter too much in terms of like their connection with Aiyuk, because Aiyuk doesn't really know the scouts, but he knows Adam Peters, definitely knows him a little bit. Of course, Adam Peters knows him. Was probably one of the guys that wanted to draft him in the first round. So, like I said, if they traded for one of the two right now, I would prefer Aiyuk, but I think that you can wait after the season. Like, we're not in win now mode. Just chill. See what you have at the receiver position. If it doesn't look good after this year, go ahead. Sign T. Higgins or sign Brandon Aiyuk. I would much rather Aiyuk, but either one, if you can't get Aiyuk and you can get Higgins, that's fine. But I think not only do I prefer Aiyuk, but I think you have a better chance of landing him over someone like T. Higgins because of the Jaden Daniels and even the Adam Peters connection. So I rather Brandon Aiyuk, and I think he has a higher chance of coming here. I think he's a better player overall, and you're gonna have to pay him if he does come here, probably like a 4-year, $12 million. I mean, I think I saw Nico Collins just got a contract extension for, it was like $24 million a year. I'm not completely sure. 3 years, $72 million. So, yeah, that's a lot of money for Nico Collins, who had a similar year to what Aiyuk had this past year, but he really only had one really good year. And I mean, honestly, I could see Aiyuk getting around 25, 26, and then T. Higgins getting a little bit less than that, even though he hasn't really totally breaking out over his 4-year NFL career. And they both been, Aiyuk's been in the league. Wow, they were the same class. For some reason, I thought Aiyuk was in the league a little bit longer, but I guess he's a little bit older than what T. Higgins is, but that's really it. But yeah, that's it for the video. Hope you guys did enjoy, and hopefully you guys are enjoying your weekend. Uploading this a little early. Gonna watch Champions League today, Hala Madrid, and let's see if you guys stayed till the end. Go ahead and comment. We'll go Chris Cooley. And yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and peace.